Welcome to British Focus, your go-to channel for uncovering the most pressing issues impacting our communities across the United Kingdom. Today, we're diving into a deeply concerning controversy surrounding London Mayor Sadiq Khan. Accusations have been levelled against Khan for allegedly running down the clock during a recent London Assembly meeting, where he was questioned about his stance on grooming gangs. These gangs, linked to horrific crimes, represent a harrowing issue that has shaken communities nationwide. Critics claim Khan avoided giving a clear answer when pressed to commit to allocating specific funding for police investigations into this scandal. This raises serious questions. Was this an attempt to sidestep accountability, or is there more beneath the surface? In this video, we'll dissect the details of this heated exchange, not only focusing on what was said but also what remained unsaid. We'll explore the broader implications of this interaction for London's leadership and the critical issue of public safety. How does this affect the trust between Londoners and their mayor? And what message does it send about addressing such a sensitive topic? But before we get into the details, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to British Focus. By doing so, you'll join a growing community dedicated to shining a light on the most significant political and social issues of our time. From tackling hard-hitting topics like this to covering news from across the UK, we're here to keep you informed and engaged. So, without further ado, let's delve into the facts and implications of this shocking interaction. It's time to hold our leaders accountable and spark a meaningful conversation about the challenges facing our nation today.
I'm sure since last week somebody has actually explained to you what a grooming gang is and how horrific they are. So since somebody now must have told you exactly what they are you going to ask that some money is ring-fenced to actually look into that in London, so the next time I ask you about grooming gangs, you can tell me what the Metropolitan Police are doing about them?
Well, firstly, it's really important when you have a conversation of this nature, you think about the victims of child sexual exploitation.
I'm on a clock. Can you just give the answer? Will you? Will you make sure some money is ring-fenced to look at this grooming gang problem we have? Yes or no?
I'm really surprised that the member doesn't know how operational independence works in our police service in this country.
You should never be surprised, Mr. Mayor. You're not going to answer. Thank you, Chair.
The recent exchange between Sadiq Khan and a member of the London Assembly regarding grooming gangs has sparked an intense public reaction, and understandably so. The issue at hand is one of the most harrowing challenges facing our society today: the exploitation of vulnerable young girls by grooming gangs, a subject that demands decisive leadership and action. Yet, the interaction we witnessed raises more questions than answers about where Khan stands on this critical matter. The Assembly member's question was straightforward. Would the mayor commit to ring-fencing funds specifically for investigations into grooming gangs? A simple yes or no could have sufficed, but instead, the response meandered into what many see as political deflection. Khan's reply about operational independence of the police may be technically accurate, but it felt hollow given the gravity of the issue. After all, leadership isn't just about citing procedures, it's about showing moral clarity and taking a stand when it matters most. Now, let's be honest. This isn't the kind of answer people want to hear when discussing something as devastating as child sexual exploitation. Victims and their families need assurance that their suffering is being taken seriously, that their pain is not being dismissed as a procedural inconvenience. But instead of empathy or a firm commitment, viewers were left with what appeared to be evasion and bureaucracy. Is this the kind of leadership we should accept from the Mayor of London? Your thoughts on this matter are invaluable because the public reaction has been nothing short of fiery. Take Barry, for example, who didn't hold back, stating that Khan's refusal to engage meaningfully reflects an attitude that women are less than a dog. Whether you agree with Barry's harsh wording or not, his frustration speaks to a deeper problem: the perception that our leaders are disconnected from the lived realities of the most vulnerable. Others echoed similar sentiments, with one commenter describing Khan as a pathetic excuse of a man and calling for Ant Middleton to take over. This might seem like an exaggerated outburst, but let's consider the underlying emotion. These responses reflect a growing sense of betrayal, a belief that those in power are failing to protect the people they serve. Can you really blame people for being angry? Linda's comment adds another layer of heartbreak to this conversation. I was born in the north of England, and it breaks my heart what is happening to those vulnerable young girls, she said. Her words are a painful reminder that the grooming gang crisis isn't just a London issue, It's a national one. Communities across the country are grappling with the trauma of these crimes, and they deserve leaders who don't shy away from addressing this head-on. And then there's Diane, who simply called Khan a disgrace and demanded his resignation. While some might view this as extreme, it underscores just how deeply this issue cuts. People are tired of rhetoric. They want action. They want to see accountability, leadership, and a genuine commitment to making a difference. So, what do you think? Are these criticisms justified? Should the mayor have given a direct commitment to allocate funds, or does he have a point about police independence? Whatever your view, it's clear this exchange has touched a nerve. It's not just about one question in an assembly meeting, it's about what this moment symbolizes for trust in leadership and the protection of our communities. This is why discussions like this matter. We need to hold our leaders accountable and ensure they're prioritizing the issues that truly impact our lives. If we don't, who will? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more critical discussions like this. Together, we can shine a light on the issues that matter most and push for the change our country deserves. In other news, a troubling incident in Derbyshire has raised important questions about professionalism and safeguarding in education. A teacher has been banned from the profession for a minimum of 3 years after assaulting a child in what has been described as an impulsive act of taking the law into his own hands. This incident, which took place just days before he began a new teaching position, has led to significant professional consequences and sparked widespread concerns about the standards expected from educators. Let's pause for a moment and consider the gravity of this situation. Teachers hold a position of immense trust and responsibility. They are not only expected to educate but also to act as role models, ensuring the safety and well-being of the young people under their care. So, when something like this happens, it's only natural that questions arise. What led this individual to act in such an inappropriate manner? And more importantly, how can we ensure incidents like this don't happen again? The assault, which occurred on December 20, 2022, involved a child who was not a pupil at the school where the teacher was employed. By January 1, 2023, the teacher had started a new role at a secondary school that was entirely unaware of the incident. The circumstances surrounding this case highlight a glaring issue in the system: how information about misconduct can sometimes slip through the cracks, leaving schools and pupils potentially vulnerable. The Professional Conduct Panel, which reviewed the case, acknowledged that the teacher was provoked. However, they emphasized that his response was completely unacceptable and contrary to the high standards expected within the teaching profession. While they noted that the offense was on the lower end of severity from a legal standpoint, they made it clear that any physical response undermines the public's confidence in educators and poses risks to pupil and public safety. This raises a critical point for discussion. Is there enough support and training for teachers to handle difficult, high-pressure situations? It's easy to criticize, but we must also look at the bigger picture. Teachers face immense challenges daily, and while this incident is undoubtedly serious, it also shines a light on the need for robust systems to prevent such actions and address stress within the profession. The teacher, who expressed regret and remorse for his actions, has been prohibited from teaching in schools, sixth form colleges, youth accommodations, and children's homes in England until at least January 17, 2028. He has admitted his wrongdoing, stating, "I wholeheartedly regret ever going to the incident location. If I could turn back time, I would." But does regret undo the damage caused, not only to the child involved but also to the reputation of the teaching profession as a whole? This case serves as a stark reminder of the importance of maintaining professional boundaries, even in challenging circumstances. It also raises a broader question for all of us: how do we balance accountability with support for those in high-stress roles? What do you think? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more discussions on the issues that matter most. Together, we can examine these challenges and work towards solutions that protect our children and uphold the integrity of our educators. In other news, the ongoing dynamics within the royal family continue to capture public attention. Princess Kate and Prince William have once again found themselves in the spotlight, but this time, not for any rivalry with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, as some rumours might suggest. Instead, the Prince and Princess of Wales appear to be focused on their own charitable initiatives, particularly their plans to expand the Royal Foundation's influence in the United States. Let's take a closer look. Back in August, William and Kate made headlines by raising an impressive sum from US donors, demonstrating the growing interest in their charitable efforts across the Atlantic. Just a month later, they reignited plans to extend the reach of their foundation in the US, a move that insiders suggest has been in the works for quite some time. Contrary to speculation, this isn't a competitive gesture aimed at overshadowing the Sussexes. Rather, it seems to be part of a long-term vision to amplify the impact of their philanthropic work globally. What's particularly interesting is Kate's approach to the possibility of visiting the US. Insiders reveal that she sees these trips not just as opportunities to strengthen their foundation, but also as a chance to address the strained relationship between Prince William and Prince Harry. Imagine that for a moment, amidst the whirlwind of public scrutiny and relentless headlines, Kate remains steadfast in her determination to mend the bond between the royal brothers. It's not an easy task, but it's one she views as a top priority. And let's be honest, this fractured relationship has weighed heavily on public perception of the monarchy. From Harry and Meghan's explosive Oprah interview to the release of Harry's memoir Spare, the divide has been laid bare for the world to see. Yet, Kate's quiet efforts behind the scenes serve as a reminder that reconciliation, though difficult, is not impossible. It's heartening to think that she's using her role to push for healing rather than division. But what about the broader implications of their US expansion? Some might argue that it's a strategic move to cement their influence in a region where the Sussexes have already established a strong presence. Others see it as a natural progression for a couple whose charitable work has always had an international scope. Either way, one thing is clear: William and Kate are playing the long game, focusing on creating a legacy that extends far beyond royal protocol. So, what do you think about all this? Is Kate's dedication to mending family ties a sign of hope for the monarchy's future, or is it wishful thinking in the face of deep-seated differences? And do you see their US expansion as a genuine effort to do good or as a subtle challenge to the Sussexes' narrative? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thank you for tuning in to British Focus. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with the latest news and royal insights. Until next time, take care and stay informed.